Hello everybody, and welcome here to Poison TV and the Cybersports League number 7 and the qualifier number 9, sorry, and with the ninth edition of the qualifier for the big Polish league compared to a lot of other leagues in the ESL Pro Series is of course the Cybersports League, a very nice opportunity to see the best players of the Polish scene, and definitely worth watching, as we had a lot of great games last time with names like Mana, Nurtio, Tefel, Dana, Laser, and this time as well we have some really good games to look forward to. And I already see we have Nurtio in the bracket, and he will have to face Dana probably in the second round, so we're gonna have some really good games to look forward to, and of course Jade versus Tefel, which is also a really good game, and I'm really looking forward to this. So we will probably go for this one. It's gonna be a really good game to start with. It's going to be a PVZ, so just waiting for the invite. But until then, of course, I'd love to give you some more insights about the players we have today. We have also Plixi, or Plixi. You might want to pronounce the name like this. He's also a very strong Terran player who will be participating. And of course from Max Flow, Pal. Let's check his profile. He's was a former teammate of Jade or Jade. I don't know why I keep saying Jade. It's like the yada, the German pronunciation, but you actually say Jade. And he's also a Protoss player, so it would be interesting to see him playing. So people are just trying to sort out who is going against each other, and we have a round of 32. So this is not a huge bracket. We won't take too long, but of course we also have to consider the points you will be getting throughout this event. And just to check the list, we have Senin winning the first round with Nurtio. Actually, all the current top rankings we have already in the list. You can see them on Team Liquid as well. If you just click on the event, you actually see the whole list of the players who already have a really good chance to qualify for the grand finals, which will be an offline event at the PGA Expo, and a total of $2,000. So this is a good way to get into the scene, and Senin has a very good chance. He played a lot of these tournaments this season. He didn't win too many of them, but he managed to do very well in the last one, so already putting himself in at the first place, but very near followed by Nurtio, who has the exact same amount of points. And yeah, he is also with a high chance to qualify for this. So 405 and 405 points between them. I will post the link also in the chat, so you can see who is actually participating. So yeah, if you have any feedback, just or any questions about the tournament, please feel free to ask them. Also, we have, of course, our dear caster Zed from Zed TV. He is also casting in Polish. If Polish is your preferred language, you can check this out as well. No problem whatsoever. So yeah, coming back to the ranking, we have Senin and Nurtio at the first two places, so they have very high chances to qualify. Then we have Mana, Tefel, Laser, Pal, Dana, and Dysta. And well, you have 8 people, of course, 12 qualifiers and 8 people who will qualify for the finals. but here and there you can't really say who has the bigger advantage, because it really depends on the points you will get. And well, it's really tough to say who will actually advance, because all the players are really decently ranked, and are in a very good performance, showing very good performances so far. Mana, of course, very strong in the latest bigger tournaments. Nurture still always a very good player to consider with. And of course Tefel from Team Dignitas, who showed some great performances in the tournaments, in the last few tournaments. So can't really say who has the bigger advantage, but we're just really looking forward to our first game. Just waiting a little bit more for them to start with, as I think Tefel is still AFK. Jade is not too happy about his bracket. I can understand why that is, because it's gonna be really tough for him. He is a Grandmaster player, don't get me wrong. He's a really strong Protoss player, but it's tough to play against a caliber of Tefel, who already participated in so many major tournaments, such as the WCS Europe, who showed himself very strong there. So we might just jump into, well, we will just wait here for first game to start. Tefel not yet online. Well, there's just a little bit chit-chatting. If you want to join the chat, the Polish chat, you can just go on ESLPL. It's a group where you get the latest information about this very tournament and the Go for SC2 tournaments, which will also be already be casting in Polish. And of course, if you want to join some more SC2 action this week, we have the ISO Trophy Qualifier this Friday, which will also be casted by our dear members Seveg and Almo, like the last time. But there was 1 week break because of the DreamHack that was going on. So yeah, just checking this out. So we're gonna have a short break. Until then, as I said, you just go and ask your questions. If you have any wishes for this tournament, any player you would really like to see, just ask me, and I will make sure to provide you the games you want. So this, of course, will be the first game will be starting in a few minutes. Until then, I'll just say gonna have a short break and see you guys in just a bit. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, we are back and we have our first game here to start things off. It is going to be on Catalina, so a map you don't see that often in a PvZ, but can be very, very strong for an early timing as a Zerg player to put on a lot of pressure onto the Protoss player and to get that early lead. So something we have to look forward to, but we know Tefel has a lot of variety to play on this map, a lot of possibilities, so yeah, they need to make sure to defend in the early game and then make sure to really get ahead in the mid game and to overwhelm his opponent pretty much. So really looking forward to this game, and of course we are starting things off here on Catalina. So spawning to the bottom side here on Catalina, we got none other than ESC's Jade. And spawning to the bottom right side, we have the green Zerg player playing for Team Dignitas. It is Tefel. So we have this first game here to start things off, and yeah, really cool start to begin with, that's for sure. So Jade, of course, had a long run coming to Grandmaster. He was 12 times Master League and finally got Grandmaster this season. Was a part of the former Poison TV, or the Poison team squad. It was a while ago. So it seems like we had a 14 pool, if I'm not really mistaken. Alright, but no gas here for Tefel, interesting enough. We're playing very safe, so probably we'll be going for an expansion here at the 16 drone mark, while Jade is going for a Nexus first, so things going off very well for both players actually, so no risk being taken here whatsoever. And Jade, yeah, well, he's having that long gas opening, of course, as we're seeing right now, and will be adding a gate here just as quick as possible. So more macro orientated play and not going too aggressive here in the early game. So yeah, still no gas, interesting enough. Tefel normally will have that gas a little bit earlier, but this time he's not afraid of that early Ling aggression, so keeps it with the non-gas. So having the possibility to have the queens a little bit earlier, maybe getting a bit more creep spread on, so giving him the advantage to really get the map control sooner or later. But on the other side, Jade having the double gas now income, and will decide to force attack here in just a bit. But of course wants to make sure to get the mothership core out as soon as possible, while he's just now getting the scout off of his opponent. And we'll see. Well, there is already the natural coming out with the queen. So he is making sure, okay, my opponent is on that pool opening with the queen. Really wants to sneak in and sees really the gas timing of his opponent, so maybe with the first sentry he's getting out and the hallucination, he might just get that scouting information he needs to. Jade is heading over to his probe here, maybe hitting some tech or just putting it up a pylon for later on. And hey Schmigel! Nice to see you. Hope you're doing well. I haven't seen you in a while. So we do see a third base here coming up from Tefel. A little bit later than normal, but as we see already, Tefel only sees about these two gases, so he's not 100% sure what might be coming up. And Jade decides to go. Oh, he decides to go for Dark Shrine. Interesting enough. And this might not be scouted here in the next few minutes. Tefel might be wondering, okay, there's a pylon. I don't know about the expansion, so needs to get the information about the gases. This is actually very interesting. He was banking up the gas in the main for a very long time, but it's very, very hard to identify from the Zerg player what exactly is going on here. So, well, Tefel doesn't know about the gases still, but he might be misleading. And oh, there's that one Zergling here trying to scout around. Will he see the pylon though? There's no detection here coming up, but we do have the layer on the way, and this is very important. The layer, of course, providing him the overseers that might be coming up here. And Tefel is getting a little bit of scouting information, at least getting up as a single Zergling here, and seeing, well, there is something in research here at the very fort. So this probe here was never found, and Tefel might be wondering, well, where is the probe? Did it just go just backwards? And oh, he might see the pylon here in just a bit. Oh, it's so close. Does he see the DTs though? He sees something is moving along, but does he know what is going on? Did he see the DTs? It doesn't seem to be the case. He didn't react to it. Now he's going for the overseas. He now sees something is going on, and well, instant reaction will provide him to reflect this damage being done, but of course a little bit of mining time being lost, and oh, almost got the queen here, but Tefel being very well aware of what is going on. 1DT is managing to escape. 8 worker kills in total, not too bad, I would definitely say. And of course keeping Tefel a little bit on the defenses. He cannot go for aggression whatsoever. And now Jade has the possibility to go for third base, which is of course being scouted at the same time. And a couple of more worker kills might be happening here for Jade, who is now even going after the queen. Where are the overseers? There are 2 overseers at the same time going right into this. And Jade at the same time will be getting a little bit more scouting information and a couple of more worker kills. 6 worker kills, maybe 7 and an 8th kill. Not in the end, but well, it's decent. 50 worker kills in total. This is not too bad here for Jade. A lot of drones have to be remade here for that third base to be established, and also the gas here a little bit delayed. So for his Hydra production, as we're seeing right now, for his Roach Hydra production, he really loves to go for. He definitely needs the additional gas. So Jade at the same time is getting out a couple of immortals. He's aware, well, he did see the Hydralist in, so probably wants to go for the Colossi build, but we don't see that yet. So how many workers do we have? We have only 11 workers, and this is a very good tell. This is a very good tell also for Tefel that this might be happening. No additional gases had been taken here to the third base, and it seems like Jade wants to go for timing, but at the same time we do see Tefel now moving out. Jade not having a lot of units out yet, so he needs to be very, very careful to defend this base. The pylon actually blocking himself, so now he needs to go for the third. He really wants to defend this. There are a lot of yeah, well, there is a couple of production facilities. He's really focusing down the third base, while we do see the attack here to the downside, but a huge surround going on at the same time. The Roaches getting a full surround onto the army, which don't really consist of a lot of immortals, and this is a very, very strong army composition now from Tefel. Jade being a little bit too greedy, and therefore losing a lot of units in the process, as well as the third base that will be going down now in just a bit. I'm not too sure why he's not focusing it down yet, but he's aware, okay, there's only an Archon now left, and the probes trying to be evacuated while the Trojan Hydras are catching the units. GG being called, and Jade takes, well, Jade takes the loss, and Tefel will get that victory here in the first round, and therefore advancing already to the next stage of this qualifier. So a little bit unfortunate here, of course, for Jade. It seemed like he did a considerably good job, but in the end it didn't work out for him too well. But we need to have a close look how this bracket will advance here, of course. And, well, who else we going to see? Till then, I would say we just gonna have a short break yet again. And then we will have a closer look to the brackets and, of course, our next game. So guys, please stay tuned. This is Poison TV. My name is Gentle Giant, and we will be right back. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we are back here with our next game, and this is going to be a good one, a ZVT on Overgrowth, so let's go into this. And spawning to the top right side, we have the blue Terran player from Team Vega Squadron. It is Mishu. And spawning to the bottom left side, we have the green Zerg player from Team Dignitas. It is Tefel. And Tefel, of course, we did see in the last round, playing very solid against the DT harass from Jade, and then going up with a follow-up attack, surrounding the army, getting the army actually out of the position and out of the defensive defensive spot to get a full surround. So this was very nicely done by Tefel, poking in and going for these kind of attacks is something you don't see that often, especially working out so convincingly, but of course something he trained a lot of times and knows. Alright, whenever my opponent goes for DTs, he's behind in the robo-attack, and therefore is it's pretty hard to defend against some kind of roach timing if you just have this follow-up. Of course, something Tefel needs to consider, this is something you really invest a lot of resources, so you need to do a lot of damage. But of course we now have a ZVT, so this will of course differ in the kind of matchup we are seeing right now. And Tefel, though, he doesn't decide to go for the gas this time, this very time. He delays it just a tiny bit, while also going for the extractor trick, so relying rather on the queen opening. Mishu on the other side not going for the gases either, so all in all, really going for that very defensive kind of structure. And well, Mishu did reveal there is a marine, so Tefel, I wonder if he's going for the Zerglings. No, he is aware this is a marine build. This is a non-gas opening, so he is just going for a non-gas play without building any Zerglings whatsoever. Because you always want to make sure, of course, to have a couple of Zerglings, about 2 to 4 Zerglings at least, to defend against the Reaper, and to make sure that your queen is out in time to defend this off. But in this case we don't see this at all, and both really just concentrating on going up for the attack and going up with his macro. Double gas here for Mishu to follow things off, but with the third command center really delaying the gas here by quite a bit, so he really relies on the marines he has up right now. And of course on Tefel, who is playing it in response really really well, going to his own third base. So just now the first gas has been started. The following gases will be going up in at about the 6-minute mark, so he just keeps on drawing, so no units here whatsoever from Tefel after almost 6 minutes here in the game. Of course he wants to make sure to get the speedling upgrade, because otherwise it might be a little bit risky. Or he decides to go for a Roach Warren, as we're seeing right now, and wants to go pure Roach. You don't see that too often, but it can actually work out. And I mean, Tefel is already at about 50 workers, and this about the 6-minute mark is pretty greedy. But seeing Mishu not really having the potential to go for an attack and waiting for his starport to go up, it is just working fine for him. So neither player really having any potential to go for any kind of aggression, even if you try to fake it out. I mean, Tefel has that one overlord which is providing him the most scouting information so far, and well, just positioning this overlord here for a drop play that might be coming up in about 3 to 4 minutes. So Tefel going for his Roche style he really likes to, but the melee attack, interesting enough. Melee attack and not the armor upgrade, which kind of surprises me. Normally you would definitely see his range upgrade, at least in the beginning, but he decides to go for that melee attack upgrade. Not going for the Bane Nest though, which is also an interesting decision. Well, and these two Hellions just going for a little bit of a poking, but only 2 Hellions had been made, so he is going for a lot of Marines instead, which we also have to consider. He has a potentially very strong timing here if he wants to, with a lot of Marines and also with the third base which had been built up pretty early on. He has so much income, so he's building up now to 5 barracks to constantly produce Marines. At the other side we do see now a lot of links here, yeah, just going up for these timings as well as this well, the speeding upgrade being delayed by quite a lot, and even the gold base now being taken. So very passive play, but still I think very intentionally done, as neither player really react to the player for any kind of aggression, so really concentrating on keeping up the macro, keeping up the upgrades as we're seeing at the same time. So the 1-1 upgrades on either side will be at potentially the same time, and well, really Tefel just not wasting any gas on going too early for the Bane Nest, for example. So also at the 10-minute mark, not afraid of any Marine aggression from Mishu. Of course, we also have to consider Mishu is a player you already well, Tefel has played by quite a lot of times in the Go For tournaments as well as the Cybersports League. So he knows, okay, both players actually want to go for this kind of macro game. Mishu now poking in, seeing actually there's a gold base, and okay, there sees a lot of Zerglings that are on the field, so he cannot really do too much, but well, at least he really wants to defend the creep spread. He's trying to go to the main base, but Tefel is well aware of this coming up. And we do see another drop here going to the gold base, but Tefel really defending this pretty well. And I don't know, getting Tefel in this kind of position is really not what you want to have, because I feel like Mishu might be getting a little bit in a disadvantage and not having the economy in the long run, especially with the gold base, which will provide Tefel a huge income boost as we're seeing right now. 5k minerals per minute is actually the amount we are seeing right now, and this drone is going to go for the Ultralisk Cavern. Mishu at the same time will try to harass his opponent, buying himself some time, getting some information about his opponent. Oh, there was that Ultralisk Cavern actually going down, but Tefel not rebuilding it. The Queen was blocking it, so he's not aware of the Ultralisk Cavern actually not going down whatsoever. I mean, it might have been cancelled, but is Mishu aware of this attack going on? I mean, he did see the hive, so I think he's well aware of this. But not building up any Marauders yet, so he really wants to consider getting up some Marauders, and especially getting up the tech clubs first of all for his barracks. Something he needs to consider, and also the upgrades are still in the rolling. We do see now Tefel just getting up a lot of Banings as he sees his opponent advancing here to the gold base. He is putting himself in a really comfortable position, going up to the gold base. But Tefel has a lot of stuff. He's already maxed out, going for a full concave. This is actually not too bad, but there's still a lot of mines here, getting decent connections. We do still see a lot of Marines here on the field, but I don't feel he can really engage into this. At least catching actually quite a lot of Zerglings here as well, but in the end it was defended not too shabby here from Tefel. A couple of Marines here trying to go for the eco. Actually 22 workers did die here in the end. Mishu keeps up the aggression. He's doing a considerably well job here at this position. Tefel cannot really engage as we're seeing right now. Probably he will have to abandon this position, and Mishu, well, in the supply, actually putting himself in a very, very comfortable position. Tefel, of course, he really wants to remax as soon as possible, but he will get in a quite a bad spot with that supply level that will be coming up here in a couple of minutes. He's getting up a couple of ultras already, which are now possibly able to reflect this damage from being done, but at the same time Mishu was macroing up heavily behind this. He's getting up a lot of Marines, he's getting up the Thors, which will help also against the Ultralisk, and establishing a 4th base, which would be which I really like to put up at this very position, because he keeps the aggression here to this momentum. He's having this mine still on the field, and Tefel doesn't have mutas to really do anything against these kind of drops and against the mines that are still on the field. So Tefel is seeking for a really strong army composition with queens, with infestors, and of course banelings here to roll over his opponent, but still no creep here, providing him a very bad spot to engage. The banelings actually connecting onto the Thor. Mishu doing a really good job here, really reflecting this at the same time, going for the drop here in the main base. Tefel having a really tough position here, and I don't know if he can really defend this off. But oh, that full medivac with Marines. Okay, will be unloaded in this last second. Very, very important to unload this. There's so many Marines here to actually get quite some damage. Nice pick off yet again, and the mines are connecting quite well as well at the same time. We do see a pause here from Tefel, as these Ultralists will try to advance here to that very Thor. Right, and this Ultralist will die here eventually. Let's have a closer look. Oh, that was horrible for him. And the positioning, putting himself in a very, very good spot. Pick off here being done here as well. Mishu did a lot of damage, did trade here very well against Ultralist. Only 2 here remaining, as well as the energy now being soaked up by these infestors. And looking in the supply, there's a huge army behind this from Mishu. He's very, very good at macroing here and really wants to repair his stores at the same time. But he's advancing forward. He has the army here to compete, and we do have the GG being called here from Tefel. Mishu takes his victory in a very, very good fashion. So wow, that was a very good performance by Mishu, I have to say. So something you wouldn't have expected, because Tefel is definitely a favorite, also a fan favorite, I would definitely say, in the Polish community. But Mishu, I have to say, a very solid play. He wasn't punished at all. He let Tefel macro like he wants, but at the same time macroing himself very, very well, and putting and punishing really that gold base that had been taken by Tefel, and punishing as well that Ultralisk play. It is a very strong composition to go for Ultralisk and Infestors, but you need a lot of time to build it up to your maximum, to get up the upgrades, to get up the creep threat actually, which was kind of lacking, which I didn't like at all. And at the same time, Mishu just getting the position he wants to and just macroing up like a machine really. So I liked it a lot. Very nice game. So I can't wait for our next games here to continue with. So we will have a closer look at the brackets, which looks like the following. So as far as I know, Nurture did advance as well to the next round. And we might just join Mishu again, because why not? He has a game for us. Oh god. This is a good one. This is a really good one, ladies and gentlemen. Because this is going to be another TVZ, and this time Mishu versus Nurture. Yeah, you heard it right. Mishu versus Nurture. And of course I'm gonna change this up in the chat and as well as in the title. So you guys are aware of what's going on. So ladies and gentlemen, we are back into our next game, so please enjoy. Spawning. Wait a second. We have our really sick opening, so I'm gonna show you this and then we're gonna join the game. Okay, wait a second. Okay, we got this. Oh yeah. Alright, here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, spawning to the bottom left side, we have the blue Terran player playing for Vega Squadron. It is going to be Mishu. And spawning to the bottom right side with none other than the Acer player, it is Nurcho. Oh yeah, that's going to be a good one. As we're spawning here on Nimbus. So great TVZ map. But we have a little bit closer positions and also a position for Nurcho which has his disadvantages. And why is that the case? Well, you have this base which is kinda tough to defend, and we did see the drone who was considering actually going to go for this base here in the right side, and this could have been the better choice. This could actually have been the better choice, but no, it is the base here to the bottom left side. And well, now he sees the barracks being built. And Nurture is saying something about fighting Tefel in the last game. Maybe something Nurture is happy about because he doesn't like, I think, to play against Tefel too much. Because Nurture is, I think he's pretty strong against Terran, I would definitely say. I mean, we saw him beating a lot of really strong players from the Korean scene as well. Winning him not only Home Story Cups, Home Story Cup 5 I think it was, or 6. But as we're seeing right now, that Nurture going for a little bit earlier gas, but just playing it pretty standard so far. So having the gas, of course, providing himself the Zerglings in the early stage and giving him the map presence, which he really needs. And Misha at the same time going the same kind of attempt as against Tefel, going up with the third command center and potentially, well, again into a very heavy macro intense game. And I kind of like the decision because you have the third base actually pretty nicely next to your main base, and it is normally very comfortable to defend against. So Nacho didn't know for sure that it is a Reaper or a Marine opening, so two Zerglings were able to identify this. So Nurture only getting up one drone here in the gas, so he can maybe go for later Baning Nest or an earlier Baning Nest if he wants to, or just invest this into the Evo chamber and the layer you might want to go up. So now we do see the third base, and well, there's a potential layer on the way. He has 100 gas at least. But he doesn't decide to go for this yet, because something you also don't see that often anymore is that Zerg players against Terran at least don't go for that very early very early tech 2, because you're actually pretty you can send actually pretty defensively with your Burrow upgrade as well. And thank you, Pacificator. Nurture was telling that he thought he will be fighting against Tefel again, and that it will be a challenge, but he got Mishu and he thought that it won't be bad manner. Yeah, I kind of had a thought, because Nurture feels very comfortable against Terran players, so something you might hear from Nurture from time to time, that kind of BM. But I think he's a very, very nice guy and good to talk to, as I heard from my colleague Dom, who's playing a lot of mech on this channel. I hope you guys look forward to his daily mech stream as well. But Mishu is not playing mech as we're seeing right now. He decides to go for the 1-1 upgrades here for his bio forces. And these two Hellions, well, there were only two, so they were providing him a little bit of information. But a lot of Zerglings now that are on the way here to the third base. There's one bunker. Oh, that was very close. Oh, the Zerglings need to be very, very careful. 2 mines, though, detonating. This is not too good. Now he has a little bit of trouble here defending to the third bases. This was very well done here by Nurture to defend things off. And oh, these mules. They will be taking out there as well. But now Nurture lost actually quite a lot of Zerglings at the same time. So 24 Zerglings have been killed so far. So not too bad of a trade for Mishu. But he needs to be careful not to lag in his macro. And getting the XP here from that overlap. Okay, I don't know what he's saying, but we don't care. We just concentrate on that base. Maybe Pacificator can tell us a bit more if Nurture is still being 2 BM here. So third base had been established, no fourth base being added. So he really wants to go for this one, because he is deciding to go for a Spire. So if he's wanting to go for a big amount of Mutalisk, it might actually be a good chance here for him. Mitsure, hey, how's it going? Thanks for tuning in. Mishu is currently supply blocked, which will be a little bit of a hindrance here, especially considering his medevac timing and a potential attack, because he really wants to go for these kind of drops, especially with the position. There is a Spore Crawler, which also needs to be considered, but I feel like it can still be a possibility here to go for these kind of drops. So just going here downside, it's a little bit risky because you don't know really what's going on, but just going straight up into the main base is a possibility, and also the fourth base now being stretched out. But of course with the Spire it's gonna be a little bit harder to go for these kind of drop plays, and well, Nurture a little bit surprised by that overload pickoff. But it's not too big of a hindrance. We do see Nurture in a comfortable position. He has a couple of banings. He will be able to defend this off, but oh, baning speed. Okay, baning speed is not yet done. Okay, I was a little bit surprised, but I didn't see the upgrade actually already being in the research. So should be able to defend this off quite nicely, especially the creep spread that is providing himself in a really good spot. And Mishu wants to reflect this as much as possible. So again, we do see a little bit of supply, but this time Mishu being a bit more hindered again in this game, not keeping up the macro like the last time. Wow, sorry. Yeah, I mean I remember you, but I don't know when last time we met. I saw you in the chat, man. So 2-2 upgrades now on the way here for Mishu already. He's keeping up with his opponent. With Nurture, that is. And now a couple of mutas here trying to go into the base, but instantly being scouted by Mishu. Third base also being reflected here with a lot of supply depots to wall this off. But as well having that mine, and oh, mine gets the shot. Nurture not one-shotting this. How many did he have? 11. Okay, guys, so you need, I think, about 12. Yeah, you need about 12 here to really get the one shot done. And also, you need to kind of clump them up so the mine doesn't get the first shot too early on. So Mishu now trying to get an angle where he can go for this kind of attack. The medivacs need to be careful. Doesn't want to lose any of them. Mines, of course, providing him a very nice opportunity. Priest Red also being denied here as these Marines here providing him as well to do quite well, defending this and focusing down. But here goes the attack. We do see Nurture going for a full surround. Does Mishu react in time? There are so many banings here on the field, and the Marines will be cleared off, and Nurture with a very cool and very easy to fan as it seems will be able to pick this off. And can he proceed though? There is a mine now getting not that big of a connection. Nurture doing this very well, controlling his units to a very good extent. But Mishu at the same time will establish his 4th base right now and getting a couple of more mining time to get up the marine count he really needs to go for. So Thor's now on the way, the 3-3 upgrade as well. Something you really want to have the advantage against, because with the 2-2 upgrades and also these couple of mutas, it's very annoying to deal with this. So the Marines being picked off, and at the same time we do see Nurture getting additional gases. Really wants to go up for a very high amount. And oh, look at that, we do have the Enduring Lurkers upgrade here on the way for Nurture. So he really wants to mix it up. He really wants to go for the Baning in Swarmhouse style. We did see coming up for quite a bit right now. Seeing this from Snoot, for example, going for this kind of Swarmhouse style and then still keeping up the Gling Muta. Oh, we see how this is going to turn out to be as Mishu again going for an attack. The Marines are not too well spread out, but the Thor providing actually these mutas to stay a little bit more defensive. Oh, and we do see the banings. Will the mines get their connections? Good connections going down here with the mine. And also, oh, the Marines actually running right into these banelings. Not the best engagement therefore for Mishu. And he certainly seem to clear this off. At least we do see the mutas actually going for this counterattack. And they will do a considerable amount of damage. And it does seem Nurture may have enough here to crush through before actually these Swarmhouse really coming into play. But Nurture playing still very nice and very defensively against the attacks and the attempts from Mishu. He's still really wanting that +3 attack upgrade, because before that he really doesn't want to go for another attack. He's getting up the Thor mount. No, actually not going for Thors this time. Keeping up the marine and mine count up. But with the mines, of course, and the Swarmhouse against us, it's gonna be a really tough nut to crack, really. And well, oh my god, if this upgrades will be killed off, this is horrible news here, and it will be killed here indeed. And oh my god, Nurture killing off the Marines. Two full medivacs had been killed there. And even though he's losing a couple of Marines, at the same time the Swarmhouse now attacking into this. So the mines not being too effective against this, of course. And behind this, of course, we still have Nurture macroing up. He's putting himself a really high bank where he can reproduce a lot of these mutas, a lot of Zerglings, and really just keep his opponent from doing any kind of damage. He's on 4 bases, but when he's trying to go for a 5th base, he needs to go full around with his army movement around here and to really do a lot of damage. So Nurture is already in a position to where he can make a lot of good trades and really keeping his opponent away from the creep. Because these Swarmers being a real annoyance, and oh my god, the Banings yet again getting huge connections. Nurture being happy about this, and where Mishu really has a lot of problems. Swarmhouse, good job. Not happy about this. Not happy about this game. But in the end, it is Nurture here advancing to the next round. A little bit unfortunate, that's for sure. But I have to say, very clean play from Nurture. Very good engagements and having really control over the game throughout the game. So nothing really too hyper extending in any kind of way, not overreacting to anything like that. And yeah, pretty much using the creep to his advantage. So he's putting the creep up to the 4th base to go for full surround. Of course, off creep, but still with that huge open space in the middle of the map of Nimbus, it really had no real disadvantage going into these kind of engagements and going for the kind of full surround we did see in this very game. So yeah, pretty happy with the standing we're having right now. Really good games so far, and I'm looking forward to our next game. That's definitely the case. So let's see. Let's have a look at the brackets. And in the upper bracket we haven't casted them too much, but of course our dear friend Zed was aware of the games we had there. Let's see if we have Paranoid playing. So let's ask Paranoid if the game Paranoid versus Pal is already done. Otherwise, we would have Paranoid versus Nurture, which would also be a great game to watch. And yeah. Oh, wait a second. Is this best of 3 already? Oh, it's best of 3. Okay, so we might have another game from Mishu versus Nurture. I forgot about that. Okay, so we will have having Mishu versus Nurture in the first semifinal. Yeah, and Paranoid is still around. It's actually surprising to me as well. Like, I haven't seen him in quite a while. He is currently Master League. So not really a high rank, like 15 to 1. But he finished 4 times Grandmaster. So this season he played like 20 games. But I saw him still like trying to manage stuff like during the ATC, the Team Story Cup. So he's more like a managing position, in a managing position there. Yeah, so we are just waiting for Mishu vs Nurture here to continue things off. And, well, I don't know, like, it's pretty tough to play with Nurture, I can imagine. But seeing Mishu playing so well against Tefel, I might think he can still have a chance. But I feel like he has to be a bit more aggressive against Nurture, because Nurture has very, very good macro, and whenever you let such a gamer like Nurture slip and just macro by without any hesitation, it's gonna be really tough to engage directly into this. But we'll see what Mishu has in store as we are joining now the next game, Mishu vs Nurture. And spawning to the top right side, we have the blue Terran player from Team Vega Squadron. It is Mishu. And spawning to the bottom left side, here on Merry-Go-Round, with the Acer player. And he goes by the name of Nurture. Alrighties, so again, TVZ. And before we just going into detail about this map, I would love to thank Anya from Polish community and the Cybersport League, of course, and of course Zed as well, doing a phenomenal job casting and organizing these tournaments. It's a pleasure to really have these kind of scene growing up, and also to get to know these players a little bit more. Because in the Go 4 SE2 tournaments, you might see the international scene, like a lot of players from different countries playing against each other. But having this kind of Polish tournament and seeing the Polish players who have so much potential, I mean, there's so many really, really good players, but not really known players to a lot of, to the overall scene. That's nice to have this tournament. Comparing to the German environment and the SE2 environment, it's probably a little bit smaller, as you have the ESL Pro scene also in Cologne, with the support of the ESL itself. But upon seeing the event at Katowice, it's just so phenomenal to see the Polish scene increasing and seeing so many players and fans really sticking around. And yeah, I could tell a lot about this. I mean, just going to Katowice and also just seeing the stream, you see there is so much about this. So yeah. But before just going into this 2D, we do see Nurture actually going for a very early Ling attack, and this will provide him actually to get a cancellation here, maybe on the command center to the low ground, which would be really, really huge. But oh, he's actually slipping by into the main base. Marine's getting a considerably good job. Actually, this is really good for Mishu in the end. I'm very surprised this actually happened. Nurture should have actually gone for the ASCV here on the low ground to prevent this from happening. And Nurture, well, this was very well controlled by Misha, I would definitely say. Great scouting, of course, by Nurture. Always have to consider this. I have no idea what he just said, but about something about the buildings, and definitely this building is very important for Nurture to know. As he sees, there's no tech behind this. There's only there's a third command center going up. And just catching up with what Mitsuri said, he was one of the dudes that played almost purely on his Smurf. Yeah, that might be like Paranoid. Definitely might have played on a Smurf account as well. So yeah, I mean, it's good to have Nurture, also Paranoid, still in the scene. Maybe he can rise against either Nurture or Mishu. This is of course definitely the next opponent. Oh, well, Well, there's potential his opponent right now will be winning, but I believe Paranoid has good chances to advance. But of course, Mishu really wants to prevent his opponent now to close up the series. And oh, I actually forgot about the score. Inertia, of course, leading 1-0 right now. And I wonder if he wants to crush his opponent, because upon seeing the third base, he knows his opponent doesn't have a lot of defenses up. And oh, there's that one supply depot that needs to be 14, 15 bannings on the way. Does Misha see it? No, he's passing by with these two Hellions. This is not good. This is not good whatsoever. No bunkers, no additional bunkers being placed. Mishu has no idea this is coming. And here goes Nurture. Nurture going right into the natural base. He's crushing through. He will be going to the natural base at the same time. He's trying to attack into the main. Oh, the mines almost got their connections. But Nurture well aware this is happening, and therefore going straight up into the main base. There's no defenses whatsoever. Mishu is trying to go up for a couple of marines, but the SCV is now already fighting. The Baneys might get their connections, they will get their connections, and every single SCV will go down, as well as the marines. No defenses here whatsoever, and Nurture going up in this very serious 2-0. Very well done. Wow, that was very convincing win. And actually these Zerglings in the beginning, where I thought, well, you sacrificed 6 Zerglings, this is actually quite a bit, but it was very well for him, as he did get the scouting information. He knows his opponent plays a little bit greedy in the opening, going for these upgrades as well, and not having the defenses up in time, not having the additional Hellions in time to get their the map awareness. So upon that, this was very well done and very well executed by Nurture, advancing to the next round. So yeah, very, very good. Alrighty, so let's see if Paranoid is actually still in the game. Can I add him to my friend list? Okay. Oh yeah, he's still in the game. Okay, I'm just asking him. Maybe he's still in the lobby. But probably the game is already in the running. So either we have Paranoid or Pal from Team Max Flow. He's a Protoss player. So yeah, this is definitely in the running. So Pal versus Paranoid. The winner will be playing versus Nurture in the next round. And I'd like to have some feedback from you guys. Did the stream lag or something, or is everything amazing, everything all good? Because I'm kind of trying out a couple of settings with the stream, so this would be very important to know. Because I saw some players, some viewers actually dropping as well. But just let me know, and also if you're fine with the sound and so on. All right. But other from that, we had some great games. I mean, so far, I like it. Kind of fast. Could have been more into going into the late game. But I mean, you have some variety, so you don't see that crazy micro game like you see from the last DreamHack, for example. I'm very happy, by the way, that Solar won. I really cheered for him. But in the upper bracket, we have Elaser versus Nady. Alright. I don't know too much about him. He's let's see. Maybe we get some information, because it's connected to the ESL website. We kinda get some information about him. David Nady. And he's playing versus Elaser, a Zerg player I know about. And 16 years old. All right, very young player. And in the next game we have Zazu versus Rodson. All games are already in the quarterfinals. So Nurture the first to advance to the semifinals. And of course Paranoid and Paul. So, well, we might see these plays. Mishu saying thanks for casting. It's my pleasure. Really my pleasure. And also says sorry for the writing. And shout out to Pacificator. I hope I pronounce this right. Pacificator? Cater. I guess it's... no, wait! Pacificator. Pacificator? Oh my god, I have actually no idea. Like, I see the Thor and think like, okay. And he also has the Thor picture in game. So... Pacifica Thor. I don't know, this might be a bit of a word game, so... Might be either way. Yeah, we will probably stick to the low bracket, so the top bracket is being casted by Sad. You can check him out. He's casting, of course, in Polish, but yeah, it might be just fine. No lag. In-game sound a bit too loud compared to the microphone, though. Okay, thank you. Thank you very much. Wasn't aware of this, so we might just go down with the game sound, maybe to like 70%. Oh well, we maybe we go to 50%. Might be just fine. Yeah, I kind of changed it a little bit, so might be better right now. Okay, good. So thanks for 100 views. I'm very happy about this. We don't stream that often at the same time, but I mean for tournament-wise. But we have, of course, Dom, or the Terran player, playing Mac, so you can watch him pretty much every day. He's casting pretty much every day with commentary and doing some lettering. He's currently in the Diamond League, but was master for like 2 times at least, and playing Mac only. This is also something you have to consider. Mac only. Too bad. Okay, they won Paranoid vs Nurture, so I go with a laser. It's kind of sad. I mean, I would have liked to go for Nurture vs Paranoid. To be honest. I mean, I like laser. Don't get me wrong, but yeah, we will probably go with the laser. But of course, if you want to go for Paranoid vs Nurture, you can check them. The Polish stream at the same time, or having them their stream on one monitor without sound and my beautiful sound on the other side. Can go either way. Yeah, well, we're just waiting for Laser to join the game, so maybe you have to update the bracket. Let me see. Yeah, Eliza did advance, so he will either play with Zazu or Rodson. Oh, thank you, Cinnamon. So Pearl play a 1-2-0. Paranoid 1-2-0. Yeah, Paranoid vs Nurture. Okay, cool. Yeah, that's good. But I'm not sure about Zazu vs Rodson. Zazu, where is he? Isn't like Zazu the bird from The Lion King? Might be another Zazu, but this is the only Zazu I can imagine. Alright, I need to know about Anti-Star. Is this Zazu? Max Flow's play. Huh. Right, but we will probably get an invite from Eliza, who is currently in a Dutch team, AT Gaming. AT Gaming has a couple of players. I know at least one that is Euthermal, and there's some more to that clan. I'm not too sure about. Yeah, so Anti-Star, probably the other nickname for Zazu. So let's see about his stats. He is Zerg player. No, wait. No, this is a laser. Wait a second. Anti-Star. I think he's Zerg though. Top Master player. Yes. So, okay. So we have a ZVZ, but of course, same goes for the other semi-final, which is Nurture versus Paranoid. So yeah, this is what we got. Well, that's fine. ZVZ can be very exciting, especially when it goes to these kind of baning fights, and then roaches, and then banelings, and so many ways. I'm really looking forward to this. I mean, that we get this way we get a couple of more players at the same time, and we Pacificator, Pacificator, oh god, why it's so hard to pronounce. Pacificator is making sure everyone gets their games, being our admin for today. Thank you very much. So what are your predictions? Is it going to be Anti-Star or Zazu? Or is it going to be Laser going up into the finals? And who against? This is something we would like to know. Who will play against who? Yeah, that's right. Nurture vs Paranoid is probably a very fun match to watch. But I hope you guys still stick with me, even though we go for the other semi-final. Of course, the finals will be casted by both of our casters, Polish and the English stream. On Polish and English stream, that is. I just write Zazu. Zazu. Laser vs Zazu, ZVZ. Alrighty. So we got that for us, which is nice. And oh, we are already in the game. So guys, we are good to go here in this very next matchup. So please enjoy. Here we go in the semi-finals of the Cybersports League qualifier number 9. Spawning to the top left side, we have the yellow Zerg player from Team AT Gaming. It is a laser. Spawning to the bottom right side in the purple trunks, we have Max Flow's Anti-Star. AK Zazu. I think I'd love to call him Zazu because I like the character of Zazu from The Lion King. Hope you guys are rolling with me. Alright, yeah. I mean, like, Nurture is actually pretty good with Protoss as well. Like, you mentioned that they go for that kind of troll game. Probably they both hate ZVZ, that's probably the case. And Nurture played, and not only Protoss, but Random for quite a while. I remember him playing Protoss. But pretty happy that he decides to go for Zerg, because I like Zerg at the same time. Same did go actually for TLO, who played Terran and Random for a very long time, then deciding to go for Zerg. Pretty happy. Well, but now we have that ZVZ on our hands and pretty much the same build from both sides. Going pool first into hatchery. But the difference between these two players is Zazu taking the gas a little bit earlier, so he will have the speeding upgrade earlier. Therefore, potentially a timing here where he can attack his opponent. But considering the cross positions, Elaser's actually in a good spot here to defend this. He just needs to identify this is coming up. So, Zerglings are passing by. Actually, Zazu considered attacking these Zerglings first of all. Maybe to get that queen out in time and to defend this off. Which can actually be nice. So let's see how... Okay, actually this HP already being restored, so not that big of a deal. But the drone not attacking at all. So scouting information will probably be provided. Yeah, it's close, but he's going to see the gas. And he sees... Well... Actually there's additional gas being mined from, so... Zazu with the potential to go for an attack here. These queens though will take out that overlord and sees, okay, so many queens already in the early stage. This can actually be a non-gas opening, so going for an attack, Zazu might have been in a good spot, but no, he decides to go for double upgrades instead. And this is something you don't see that often in ZVZ. Especially so early on. So will he go for the Ling upgrades though? He goes for the armor. He go for the attack though. We can't say yet because he doesn't have the gas, but yes he does. He goes for the attack upgrade. And this is actually huge. Like going Ling upgrades so early on might give him a really strong advantage. And he's getting a lot of Zerglings right now. A lot of Zerglings, in fact. Laser at the same time does go for the Roach build, skipping Zerglings completely. But he has the armor upgrade. We also have to consider. So Roaches will have heavy armor against these Zerglings. This is something we don't see that often, but let's see how Zazu will handle this, because he has so many Zerglings on the way. He's waiting for his upgrades and he's non-stop building these Zerglings. And oh, Laser sees there aren't that many drones here on the field. He knows something is up, and now it means roaches non-stop. He really wants to defend this. This is an all-in, a complete all-in here from Zazu. He needs to do tons and tons of damage. But as long as he gets a full surround onto his opponent, I mean, this is going to be so crazy. And wow, Nurture is actually playing Protoss right now. This is amazing. I would have loved to see this. Oh my god. I would have really loved to see this. But, you know, maybe I'm gonna watch the VOD. Gonna be fun. So yeah, we do see both players actually finishing off their upgrades. But will it be a laser going for the attack? Because this would mean actually a big... Yeah, this would be actually really good. But oh no, a laser sees there are so many Zerglings and a Baning here wobbling to the other side. He wants to be the aggressor. And this is gonna be so tough to engage. Oh my god, so many Banings. 28 Banings here on the way. And he sees there are the roaches. There's no way. Oh my god, why is the laser doing this? Why is the laser doing this? This is horrible. This is horrible. He shouldn't have gone for this. Oh no, the Banings might get interesting connections. I'm not sure if this is the connection he really wanted to go for. Well, I think this was not intended to go this way. I mean, he did go for a decent connection, but this was possibly the best. I mean, the Bane is just connected on a couple of roaches, that was it. I'm not sure if this was intended for the zoo. Like, he traded quite kind of well, but can he defeat against this army? I don't feel like this is going to work. Because pure roaches against pure Zerglings? Well, he's getting a couple of roaches at least, which is kind of nice for him. But I'm not sure if he can really engage into this, but he's getting a decent surround, but the roach is still staying strong. And more roaches here to join, and the zoo, doesn't he seem to have the numbers? He's still trying to go for the fight, but there we go, the G being called the GG, and therefore a laser, or E-laser, taking the first game here in the best of 3 series. Wow. Very surprising, so... yeah, it's nice to see them actually. Oh my god. I would love to see this PVZ there at the same time, but that was an interesting start from the zoo. And the second I thought he might have a chance against the roaches, he kinda disengaged, I feel. Like the Banings, I feel they have to go for the mineral lines. They have to destroy the minerals and like the drones completely to make it really worth. But Elaser just had the complete counter to it. Like, there was no chance whatsoever to engage into this. Like, even with the best micro, I mean, you need a full surround and then maybe a couple of Banings to connect and do the AoE damage, splash damage. But at the same time, you need to do damage to the economy. At least go snipe for the natural, for example, or at least killing the drones, like 10 drones or something. Because so much gas being invested into these 30 Banings, maybe. Yeah. But anyways, we are good to go here with our second game. The potential, yeah, the potential last game in the semifinals for, and maybe a laser having a chance here to advance. So let's see. Let's go right into this. So here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Spawning to the bottom left side, we have the purple Zerg player from Team Max Flow. It is a laser. No, it is not. This one is actually an anti-star. It is a zoo. I'm sorry. That's of course a zoo. But spawning to the top right side of the map here of Overgrowth, with the 10 pool player. Was it a 9 pool? I think it was an earlier pool than 10, or at least. It is a laser. Yeah, this time it is indeed a laser, and he's going for a very early pool here, without gas. Ah. Let's see. Let us see. It seems like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It was a 10 pool. Pretty sure. 10 pool without gas being taken. And anti-star at the same time, having that hatchery first. So this will probably be punished. The zoo is aware, okay, these Zerglings are on the way. And we don't see temples that often anymore, but they will already do the damage. I feel like they will do that damage, but Anti-Star didn't go for the gas, so he's not playing too greedy. He can still defend this. He can still defend against this aggression. He go the Zerglings, and they go for the hatchery to the low ground, which I feel like is the better choice, especially without any gas that might be taken. Are the drones being pulled? Is he trying to defend his base? This is going to be a very crucial moment here, and well, there might be a couple of Zerglings that will be produced at the same time. He's trying to defend his base, but he cannot defend this with drones purely. So many Zerglings that are now on the field, and I don't feel he can defend this off. He's trying to, he's getting a good surround onto this, but oh, it's so close. The Zerglings trying to defend this at the same time. We do see the Zerglings actually windering, and oh, so many drones though did go down, and therefore making it already worth it. There are a couple of drones still getting 6 worker kills, and I mean, things are evening up in the end though. But this base is so low, so very low, and I mean, if a laser goes for a strong attack and for strong timing, he might be able to go for the kill on the natural base. But we still have a laser now, anti-star, the zoo, that is, to go for this counter-attack. And oh, actually not that many units. This is a terrible mistake by laser. He will lose the queen. This is not how you would need to react to this. You will defend this off right now, but Zizou did very well considering the losses he took in the very early stage of this attack. Things are evening up overall. Things are definitely evening up. But as long as he can hold his natural base, as long as he doesn't lose it, he's in a phenomenal spot. So now the gas being taken here to the natural base. Will we see a same kind of style? I don't know, but oh, these Zerglings trying to commit to this natural base, but this was a fail move, as we're seeing right now. And a failed smiley face. No, that didn't work out at all. I mean, he tried. This was kind of sneaky attack, but with a spine crawler, with the queens available, it was not able here to kill this off directly. And there goes Anti-Star. He doesn't have any gas, but he will go for the attack. And this might work out so well for him. There we go. The queens get a full surround. The queen's not able to block off the ramp, and therefore the Zerglings will attack his opponent. There we go. Another queen will fall there as well. And this doesn't seem to be too good here for a laser. We might see the 1-1 here in just a few seconds. Here we go. The drones go down one by one. He's trying his best to micro his drones, but already 9 workers have been killed. And well, he will defend this after all, but you know the sentence. At what cost? Follow-up is already on the way. Zizou getting more and more Zerglings. He's getting the Baning Nest. We do see a Baning Nest also being placed down from a laser, but it might be just too late. Only one spine crawler, a lot of Zerglings on the way, but in the count we have so many more for the zoo. And the Baning Nest is already finished. Here we go, 4 or 5 Banings being morphed in, which are which might have been a little bit more straightforward actually. But oh, the Zergling speed a little bit earlier here from Laser, maybe getting a chance here to do some damage. And oh, good connections already here from the Zoo. The Laser did not react in time, and the Queen completely out of position. This is horrible here for Laser, and he might just lose the game right there. There we go, another great connection. The Baning's getting good connections as well. GG! And therefore, the Zoo tying up the series 1-1. Wow. That definitely was great. Great defense in the early stage. Defending against the Temple. And yeah, well, then going just straight up for the counter-attack with slow Zerglings. Not waiting for the Speedling upgrade. So he provided himself enough damage to put him in an advanced spot. Very well done. So we will see the decider match. Who will advance to the finals and face Nurture or Paranoid? We might see this in just a few minutes, as the last map is going to be King Seong Station. And just as a quick reminder, not only the semifinals but the finals will be best of 3 series. So it won't take too long. Of course the ZVZ can be very exciting, but it can also be very one-sided. Best example probably like the best ZVZ we saw in the past few days was Solar versus Zoo, with Solar just on the rampage. I mean, Zoo didn't lose a single map the entire tournament, and then Solar with just that, with just so strong performance, winning against Zoo 3-0 was phenomenal. But we go into the CVZ series. So please, guys, enjoy the series. Enjoy this very deciding match here. Who's going to the finals? Is going to be Zazu or a Laser? Alrighty, so here we go, ladies and gentlemen, spawning to the top left side of the map King Seong Station. We have AT Gaming Laser. And spawning to the bottom right side in the purple trunks, we have Max Flows Zazu. Alrighty. So King Seong Station. I'm actually not too sure, like, which kind of opening is the usual to go for this kind of on this very map in the ZVZ. But we do see a pool first from Laser and a hatchery first for the Zoo this time. So not too early shenanigans going on, and as I just read, Cinnamon just told me Nurture actually went for Terran in game 2. Wow. Those trolls. Those trolls. Now, well, I feel like Nurture has the very few experience with Terran, so well, maybe we do see a setup, nice game from Paranoid this time. But going back into this game, we do see both players actually scouting each other very nicely, seeing the hatchery timing. But of course they're not aware of the gas that were taken here on both sides. As we see right now, the Zoo having that earlier gas, and yeah, well, therefore providing him that speeding upgrade a little bit earlier. While the laser just goes for the kind of same style like in the first game. Having the potential to go for roaches, for quite a lot of roaches, and wants to block off these, this natural base with a couple of Evo chambers and the roach one itself. This is probably what we are going to see. And these Zerglings will get a kill on a drone. Nicely done. The Zoo tried to go for the extractor to save that very drone, but didn't succeed in doing so. And also nice scouting by Laser. Seeing the gas time, seeing the spine pool with the research. I mean, if Zizou is very ballsy, he could have gone for the cancellation and gone for the lair instantly. Something we did see between Snoot and Solar and at the Ream hack, where they both went for the exact, for kind of different openings, but then the exact same strategy, cancelling the Speedling upgrade and going straight up for the lair and their roach tag. So, yeah, we will see Laser probably going for this. He might be going for the lair now, but he's waiting for a little bit more gas. Oh no, actually he's going for speedling upgrade. Wow. Okay. Never mind me. You just saved a little bit more minerals to go maybe to third base right now. No? No? See, Zerglings. Okay. So he's going for a timing. He's going for an attack. Or maybe just to defend against his opponent. He sees there are a couple of Zerglings on the way. And the Roach Warren will be the follow-up here from the Zoo, who's not intending to go for any upgrades. Interesting enough. So here goes the Zerglings, trying to go into the natural base, but there's a nice wall off. There are a couple of banings, but I don't feel like they will be connecting into this. He's wasting a lot of Zerglings for this attack. I'm not sure if this is what he wants to. But, oh, the banings will go through. He actually doesn't have banings for himself, but oh, that was super close. So, actually nice attempt. Actually a pretty nice attempt from Zazu. Baiting on his opponent, actually not having any defenses whatsoever. But now, the problem is, there goes the counter, and, well, there are 7 roaches on the way. They might be there just in time. It's actually pretty close. But Elasa is... well, he's waiting for his own baning, so... Might not be that effective, but... still... Lings are attacking into this. The banings are not connecting, therefore the banings can actually go into the natural and connecting quite well onto the drone line. Oh, this is huge. If he gets the connections here onto the drones, this might be very, very good for him. He's getting decent connections onto these drones. Almost get more connections here. Zerglings did attack at the same time. 14 workers have been killed here in total. So a 10 worker lead here now for Laser, who's getting the third base, who's now going for his own Roach Warren. We do see Zazu going for a spy, interesting enough. This is actually a timing you don't see that often to go for the spy. So it was definitely after the attack. Straight up going for that. Because he feels like he has a disadvantage when it goes to the ground forces probably, or he really wants to do the damage because he knows, okay, he's on 2 bases,